my name is Carla White, and this is my persuasion speech for Communication 101. President Obama says that American kids spend too little time in school, putting them at a disadvantage with other students around the globe. He cited that 1/3 of all the 13 and 14-year-olds in this country cannot read at an appropriate level for their age, and that 8th grade curriculum is 2 years behind competing nations. Longer days and more days in school will enable our American children to be competitive with their international peers. I know longer school time is not a popular concept. However, if we want our children and our grandchildren to be successful as adults, this is necessary. My credibility stems on the subject from the time I've spent researching and the fact that I work at an elementary school and deal with this on a daily basis, and from my experience with my 4 children, my 4 school-age children. Through reinvention of the American school system, we need to achieve longer school days, more school days, and extra time of enrichment. Although costly, this will allow our students to remain competitive around the globe. As stated by Arne Duncan, U.S. Education Secretary, 6 hours a day just doesn't cut it. We are desperately short on time. Our American school children would benefit from spending longer time each day in school. Students spend only 6.5 hours a day in school. We could extend the school days from 6 to 8 or more hours. Students would receive extra time for reading, writing, math, and creative concepts, and reinstatement of former programs that were cut from school today. We could reinstate them, such as arts, sports, and team meetings. And there was an experiment done in Massachusetts public school system on longer school days, if it would be effective or not. And 10 public school systems in Massachusetts lengthened their school day by 25%, which gave them more hands-on learning, and it paid off. Students received reading time, writing time, math time, and extra creative reinforcement of concepts taught. And added back into the school day were arts, sports, extra teacher training, team meetings, and discussion on what and how to teach. And after 1 year, the following results were noted. Less proficient students grew 7.2% in math, 4.7 percentage points in science, and 10.8 percentage points in English. And by the way, this was written by Barbara Pytel. Our public schools are failing, and many have had to be shut down and remade into charter schools. Charter schools have the freedom to have longer school days, according to Kristen Graham from Philly.com. Mastery Charter, a former public school that had to be shut down, has seen scores rise dramatically since its transformation. 8-hour-long days is what they have now, and if you don't get your work done in school, you go to school on Saturdays. And the percentage of 8th graders who passed state reading tests jumped by 40%, up to 80%. And also, according to Graham, in math, the scores jumped by more than 50% to 85% passing, which is wonderful scores. And I also have to tell you about St. Paul's Academy, which is a school in the UK, and they have 70 or 75% 75-minute long lessons. And the benefits of longer lessons, they have greater time to consolidate what they've learned. They can participate in a wider range of activities, such as project work and practical activities. Other benefits are that their teachers can deploy a wider variety of teaching styles in a longer period, which ensure that all students are taught more effectively, and better learning experience lead to better performances and achievement. The organizational and behavioral benefits that they have seen are less movement around the school, and this ensures for a calmer atmosphere, less crowded corridors, and they're tidier and cleaner, Longer lessons encourage teachers to extend and broaden their teaching approaches. And the students need to bring fewer books to school because and have less baggage to carry because they are going to fewer lessons. And the poor student behavior is minimized when the number of lesson changes is reduced. According to Fox News, Obama and Duncan says kids in the United States need more school because kids in other nations have more school. Our American children would benefit from having more days of instruction in school each year. Our school year is based on the agrarian economy that we no longer support. We no longer need our school children home for 12 weeks in the summer to plow the fields. This is a 19th century necessity that in the 21st century puts American children at a competitive disadvantage. We need to align our school days with the rest of the world. Our current school year length is 180 days, and we need to have at least 200 days in the year to align us to tie us second with the top countries in respect to the number of days. And I'd like to show you a chart that I have right here. You can, it's light, but you can see that United States, we have 180 days. We even have less school days than France, that has 185 days. And at the top, we see Japan at 243, South Korea, Israel up in the 220s. And for us to just have 200 school days, we would tie with the Netherlands, Scotland, and Thailand. So you can see by that representation that we really don't go to school quite as often as many other children. And as stated in EDU review, Obama states that we can no longer afford an academic calendar designed when America was a nation of farmers who needed their children home plowing the land at the end of school each day. And our children would benefit from extra enrichment time before, after school, and during the summer. Many schools are going beyond the traditional summer school year with year-round school, shortening summer vacations and lengthening breaks throughout the year. According to Fox News, summer is a crucial time for kids, especially poorer kids, because poverty is linked to problems that interfere with learning, such as hunger and less involvement by their parents. Disadvantaged kids make no progress in the summer, and actually they do fall back behind. These kids are totally dependent upon their schools. And we have programs that are in place in some school districts that would be a benefit to all school districts. Beacon is one such program. It's an after-school enrichment program, 1 hour of extra homework time, help time, enrichment activities for an additional 45 minutes, and snack and recess time. And according to Fox News, Duncan states that the hours between 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock are times of high anxiety for parents. They want their children safe. Families are working 1, 2, and 3 jobs now in order to make ends meet. As Dr. Tony Bennett, the superintendent of public instruction in Indiana, stated, as President Obama said last week in unveiling his education agenda, the challenges of a new century demand more time in a classroom. And Dr. Tony Bennett states, and I couldn't agree more, the academic achievement of our students is in an urgent state priority. It's an urgent state priority. And in summary, we need longer school days, more school days, and extra times of enrichment in order for our students to remain competitive with other students around the globe. However costly, this can be achieved through reinvention of the American school system. If we want our children to succeed in the world of global education, we need to take action on improving our broken education system. I know that having longer school time is not a very popular idea. However, as stated by Raleigh Buchanan, the superintendent from Harville, Massachusetts, we can't continue to survive if we keep the school system the way it is. We have to redesign it. Thank you.